Alright, it's showtime. Got up a little bit later than I was wanting to get up this morning. It's about 6:23, but first I'll make a quick pit stop.
It's early morning in the middle of the week on a Thursday in the middle of the month of November. I guess it's as good as time as any to get out into that sea of orange that is public land hunting in the general rifle deer season. Now here in Manitoba, we've only got 20 days to fill our deer tag, and I've already lost about a third of that. Some people are blessed and lucky enough to have the opportunity to take a few days off from work during the deer season, or even sometimes the entire season off. Now I'm not one of those people, but you know what, I do what I can with the days off that I do get. So today, I'm headed to the southeastern region of Manitoba in search for some public land white-tailed deer. I'm hoping to get a buck, but before we go, let's pick up some supplies.
Mask up, back in a sec. Alright. We got 3 of these, a couple of these, and we got some Cliff Bars for the stand. We should be good now. Let's head her out. Alright guys, so we're ready to go here. So the plan was I was supposed to go to this one spot that I had picked out, set up my tree stand, had a tree that I had picked out there already from scouting from a couple weeks back. But I guess what happened was overnight the wind forecast sort of changed, and that spot would have just been horrible in terms of the wind direction, because that spot, it was supposed to come from the other direction. That's why I initially picked that spot, but there's only like one way to get into that spot, and then when the wind changed overnight and I checked this morning, it just would have just been, well, there was just no point in playing against the wind, right? So decided to drive out to a different spot. I haven't really scouted this area yet, but I brought my climber tree stand. It's in the back of my truck here. However, I think I'm just gonna leave it there for now, and we'll just walk around and see if we spot any deer. Now on the highway, on the drive here, I saw like 6 deers in the fields on the side of the road, but we're still in that general area, so hopefully there will still be some deer around here. So there should be a field out by that way, and yeah, we'll walk around and see what we can find.
We were off to a pretty good start. As soon as I took a few steps away from my truck, we instantly saw some deer tracks. Now they looked pretty fresh too, so it could have been deer that got spooked as I was pulling into that parking spot.
The nice thing about having fresh snow on the ground is it's way easier to find tracks. So we see some signs and tracks already, so we'll just try to follow it a little bit and see what we run into.
Now it didn't take long at all, probably about 10-15 minutes of walking down this trail, trying to make my way to the field edge and the tree line, and then we saw this deer. Now the deer came out from that right side tree line there and looked at me as it stopped on the trail, and it kind of just stood there. And it's at this point I was hoping that the GoPro camera would catch it, because I'm just filming with a GoPro here, and fortunately you can't really see it very well. I try to zoom in on the GoPro, but even then you can't really see the deer. But it's right on that edge, looking directly at me. Now I even try to put the GoPro to my scope to try to get it to zoom in, but that didn't work out.
It's a doe. It's just still standing there. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on this one, guys. It's a doe. I'd like to get a buck. So let's keep moving and see if we can find a buck. That's where it came from. It was right there. And then you can see its fresh tracks right there. And she went over that way. So I'm gonna go and check over there and see if we can find any bucks out that way. It's still too early in the day to take a doe, so I'm not that desperate yet. If it comes down to it, I will take a doe during this deer season. But I mean, I've got all day today still. I've only been here for like 15 minutes. I've got all day today, and I've also got Monday, so I'm not in any rush, and it doesn't call for a desperation shot yet. So we'll just keep on going here. See if we can spot anything. It's like a field over here right now. Field over there. So what we'll do is we'll just hunker down here for a little bit and see if we spot anything coming in or out of this area. I think what we'll do is we'll hike up a little bit more. Sat here for quite a bit now, and there's a lot of tracks going in and out of this area, so I figured that's why I'd sit here, and figured maybe we'd see some more deer passing through. The wind is in my favor in this spot, so but we haven't seen anything right now. So I think what I'll do is I'll hike against the wind, walk in against the wind some more, and see if we either find any more tracks to follow, or maybe we can spot some action going on, some rut action. I love hunting, but I hate waiting. Just kidding. I love the waiting. Waiting's part of the game. So let's hike in through and see what we can find. Let's go.
There was a lot of tracks going all kinds of different directions in that field around where that patch of trees was, where I was sitting. Now at this time during the late morning and throughout the afternoon, deer are usually out and about, but I could have been near or at a bedding area where I was in that patch of trees. And because of that, I debated whether I should stay there and just wait throughout the day or get up and keep moving. But because this area was a new area for me, I didn't know what decision would be the right decision. So at the end of the day, I decided to keep on moving. I hiked up about probably another 4-5 kilometers until I found some more tracks, and then decided to pursue those tracks going into another patch of trees. This time, this patch of trees was also beside and overlooking a pretty large patch of field. Again, there was lots of tracks going in and out and through the woods in this patch of trees here. Probably could be some more bedding areas. But at this time, I thought I'd post up over here, maybe take a break for lunch as well.
I've only got about, I don't know, like an hour and a half to shoot something. That way I can butcher it and process it and have enough time to be able to get back home to pick my kid up from school. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we see something else again fairly soon. I think I'm still gonna pass on doe if we end up seeing another doe. Just because I still got Monday again to go, right? So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see a buck. These are really fresh tracks. I probably spooked it coming in here, and it went this way. Let's see if we can find them. Run across that way. It's good to just sit still and listen to the sounds of the forest every now and then. I'm a bit regretting not shooting that doe. That was way too early though, man. That was like 10 minutes within getting to that first spot that we saw that doe. It was just way too early. Like, I didn't want my day to end right away. Yeah, you know what? I'd rather go home empty-handed, knowing that I made the decision to not shoot that doe because of some valid reasons, like not wanting the hunt to end within the first 15 minutes. That's a pretty valid reason, don't you think? At least I got out today, right? So that's the important thing. At least I got out. Better than staying home and doing nothing with a day off, right? So plus it's not like we didn't see anything. We've seen the doe in the first one, and then just over in this area earlier. One deer shot across the trail because I spooked it. Damn it! I was kind of rushing it a little bit because I'm starting to run out of time here. But yeah, just gotta be patient.
So do I regret not taking that doe? I can honestly say absolutely not. Hunting to me is not about just the taking of the animal, it's about getting out there. It's about putting yourself to the test. Your mind, body, and spirit, your patience, your perseverance, your grit. And it's about that delayed gratification for when you finally take that animal that you are going after. It's also about peace and tranquility, and the outdoors, to me, is my therapy.